There is another layer of dreaming that humanity rarely understands, beloved ones. And unless this is understood deeply, people remain trapped either in superstition or in dry intellectual analysis, missing the living mystery entirely. Because dreams are neither meaningless accidents nor simple magical prophecies sent from outside existence. Dreams are movements of consciousness itself, waves arising from the depths of your own being. And just as the ocean sends waves continuously toward the shore, the unconscious sends symbols continuously toward awareness, hoping someday you will become conscious enough to understand what has remained hidden within you for so long. The difficulty is that modern humanity has become almost completely disconnected from inner observation. People know how to study stars, machines, economics, politics, but they do not know how to observe their own minds silently. Therefore, when dreams appear, they either dismiss them carelessly or become obsessed with literal interpretation. Both approaches miss the point completely. Dreams are invitations inward. They are mirrors. They are doors. They are messages, not necessarily from gods or spirits, but from dimensions of yourself you have not yet encountered consciously. And this is why certain people appear in dreams again and again, because the unconscious repeats what consciousness refuses to understand. Existence is patient. The unconscious is patient. If one dream is ignored, another will come. If one symbol is misunderstood, another variation will arise. Again and again the inner world continues knocking at the door of awareness. Beloved ones, have you noticed how strange dreams can be? Someone from childhood suddenly appears beside a person you met yesterday. A dead relative speaks as if alive. Places merge together impossibly. Time behaves strangely. Emotions become intense beyond ordinary logic. Why does the unconscious communicate this way? Because the unconscious is not organized like the rational mind. The rational mind divides reality neatly into categories, sequences, identities, explanations. But the unconscious functions more like poetry. It moves through emotional association, symbolic resonance, energetic connection. One image can contain many meanings simultaneously. One person in a dream may represent an actual memory, a hidden fear, a suppressed desire, and a forgotten part of yourself all at once. This is why dreams cannot be reduced to simplistic formulas. Humanity always wants easy answers. If you dream of water, it means this. If you dream of death, it means that. But consciousness is far more alive and fluid than mechanical interpretation. The same symbol may carry completely different meanings for different people. because dreams arise from individual psychological landscapes. A snake may represent danger for one person and transformation for another. A mother may symbolize love for one person and suffocation for another. Therefore, awareness is essential. You must feel your dreams, not merely decode them intellectually. And beloved ones, perhaps the most powerful dreams are the ones connected with love, because love penetrates deeply into consciousness and leaves profound imprints upon the soul. When someone you love appears repeatedly in your dreams, it often reveals that emotional energy surrounding the relationship remains alive inside you. This does not necessarily mean destiny demands reunion. Humanity romanticizes dreams because people want certainty in love. They want cosmic guarantees. But the unconscious is not concerned with romance in the way the ego imagines. The unconscious seeks wholeness. If love remained incomplete, if emotions remained unexpressed, if longing remained unresolved, dreams may continue, bringing that person back into your inner world, because psychologically something remains unfinished. And this unfinished quality may have little to do with the outer person now. Sometimes the person appearing in the dream has become symbolic of a lost part of yourself. A past lover may symbolize innocence you lost, passion you abandoned, vulnerability you buried, possibilities you never lived. The dream uses the face because the face carries emotional charge. But beneath the face exists deeper psychological movement. Beloved ones, understand this carefully because it can transform your whole relationship with dreaming. Every person appearing in your dreams is also part of you psychologically. This does not mean the actual person is unreal. It means your experience of them exists inside your consciousness. The angry person in your dream may reflect your own suppressed anger. The abandoned person may reflect your own loneliness. The powerful figure may reflect hidden strength waiting inside you. Carl Jung understood something tremendously important when he spoke about projection and the unconscious shadow. Human beings continuously reject parts of themselves unconsciously, and these rejected parts often return symbolically through dreams. A man taught never to express weakness may dream of helplessness repeatedly. A woman conditioned to suppress anger may dream of violence or confrontation. Dreams become balancing mechanisms. They reveal what waking consciousness excludes. The unconscious constantly seeks totality while the ego seeks control. The ego says, "This part of me is acceptable, this part is not." But existence accepts everything. Therefore, rejected energies return through symbolic forms, through dreams, through strange emotional experiences during sleep. Have you noticed, beloved ones, that dreams often intensify during periods of emotional transition? When relationships end, when grief appears, when identity changes, when great decisions approach. Why? Because transformation shakes the unconscious deeply. The old structure begins weakening, while the new has not yet formed completely. During these periods, the inner world becomes more active because consciousness itself is reorganizing. Someone from your past may appear because old emotional patterns are resurfacing before dissolving. A stranger may appear because new dimensions of yourself are emerging. Death dreams may arise because an old identity is dying psychologically. Flying dreams may appear because some inner freedom seeks expression. The unconscious communicates transformation symbolically long before the conscious mind fully understands what is happening. And this is why dreams deserve respectful observation, not fearful obsession, and not careless dismissal. Beloved ones, there are also dreams created through suppression, and modern humanity suffers tremendously from suppression. Because society teaches people to control themselves constantly instead of understanding themselves consciously. Anger is suppressed, sexuality is suppressed, grief is suppressed, fear is hidden, tears are controlled, desires are judged. And what happens to all this unexpressed energy? It does not disappear. Nothing disappears simply because consciousness refuses to look at it. Suppressed energies move into the unconscious, and during sleep they begin expressing themselves symbolically. Because dreams allow forbidden emotions temporary freedom. A peaceful man may dream of violence because his anger was never consciously understood. A moral person may dream of forbidden desires because the unconscious rebels against repression. Beloved ones, dreams are often more honest than waking personality, because dreams reveal what the ego tries to hide during the day. This is why awakened beings emphasized awareness so deeply. Awareness transforms the whole structure of dreaming gradually. An unconscious person lives mechanically during the day, and therefore dreams become chaotic attempts at psychological release during the night. But a conscious person begins observing thoughts, emotions, fears, desires directly while awake. He expresses consciously instead of suppressing blindly. He understands himself instead of judging himself continuously. Then the unconscious burden decreases. Dreams become lighter, simpler, more transparent. Sometimes fewer dreams arise altogether because less psychological residue remains unresolved. And eventually, beloved ones, in very deep meditation, even dreams begin disappearing because the mind itself becomes silent. Then sleep becomes tremendously peaceful, almost luminous. But humanity rarely experiences such silence because people remain addicted to mental noise continuously. They fill every moment with stimulation. Even before sleep, they watch screens, consume information, engage in endless distraction, and naturally the unconscious becomes overloaded. Then dreams become crowded, fragmented, restless. Modern dreams often reflect the same psychological overstimulation dominating waking life. Humanity has lost contact with silence, and because of this, dreams rarely become spaces of deep healing anymore. They become continuations of mental chaos. Beloved ones, if you wish to understand your dreams more deeply, first transform your waking consciousness. Live more consciously during the day. Speak truthfully. Feel emotions consciously. Spend time silently. Meditate before sleep. Then dreams themselves begin changing, because dreams reflect the quality of your inner life. And there is another mystery, beloved ones, one that cannot be explained completely through psychology alone. Sometimes dreams seem to touch dimensions beyond ordinary personal memory. Humanity has always sensed this. Ancient civilizations treated dreams with reverence because occasionally dreams reveal truths impossible to explain rationally. Someone dreams of danger before it arrives. Someone dreams of a distant person at the exact moment something significant happens to them. Someone receives insight through dreams that transforms their life completely. These experiences exist, but they must be approached carefully because the mind easily becomes superstitious. Consciousness is interconnected far more deeply than modern materialistic thinking understands. Human beings are not isolated islands psychologically. Love creates invisible bridges. Deep emotional connection creates subtle resonance between people. Therefore, sometimes dreams may reflect energetic sensitivity beyond ordinary explanation. But beloved ones, the ego loves exaggeration. The ego immediately turns mystery into fantasy. Awareness remains humble before the unknown. There are dimensions of consciousness humanity still barely understands. The truly intelligent person neither dismisses dreams completely nor becomes enslaved by them. He observes, he watches, he learns. He allows dreams to reveal hidden truths about himself without turning every symbol into dogma. This balance is tremendously important Dreams are valuable not because they predict the future mechanically, but because they reveal the present condition of your consciousness. They show what remains hidden underneath your social identity. And once you begin understanding this, dreams become pathways towards self-knowledge rather than sources of fear or obsession. Beloved ones, perhaps the most beautiful dreams are the dreams in which love, silence, or immense peace appear unexpectedly. Sometimes a person dreams of sitting quietly with someone they loved deeply long ago, and the dream carries extraordinary calmness. Sometimes someone dead appears not frighteningly but peacefully, almost like a blessing. These dreams often arise when the unconscious itself begins healing. Not every dream is conflict. Some dreams become reconciliation. The psyche naturally seeks balance, harmony, completion. A dream may allow forgiveness, impossible during waking life. A dream may allow grief to move. A dream may soften old wounds slowly. This healing quality is one of the hidden gifts of dreaming. And beloved ones, remember this deeply. Dreams themselves are not the final truth. They are reflections moving across consciousness. The danger is becoming attached even to dreams spiritually. Some people become obsessed with interpreting every symbol endlessly. But awareness matters more than interpretation. The essential question is always, does this dream help you become more conscious, more understanding, more whole? Or does it increase confusion and fantasy? Real spirituality brings clarity, not psychological addiction to mystery. Meditation remains the key because meditation creates the witness. The witness can observe dreams without drowning in them. Without the witness, people become victims of the unconscious. They fear dreams, cling to dreams, escape into dreams, but with awareness, dreams become fascinating expressions of the inner world without controlling your consciousness completely. Slowly you begin understanding that waking life itself also resembles a kind of dream. The personality you defend so seriously is also constructed from memory, conditioning, fear, desire. Dreams reveal this fluidity beautifully. One identity melts into another. One role dissolves. Everything changes continuously. Only awareness itself remains constant underneath all these movements. Beloved ones, one day if you meditate deeply enough, you may even become conscious while dreaming. Ancient mystics called this lucid awareness. Then something extraordinary happens. You realize directly that dreams are creations of consciousness itself. Fear weakens immediately because now you are no longer trapped unconsciously inside psychological movement. The witness remains present, and this witnessing gradually spreads into waking life too. Then even waking reality becomes more transparent, more fluid, less heavy. You stop clinging so desperately to every thought, every emotion, every identity, because you begin seeing how consciousness creates inner worlds continuously. And perhaps this is the deepest understanding of all. The people appearing in your dreams are invitations toward greater self-awareness. Whether they symbolize longing, fear, love, grief, memory, possibility, rejection, healing, or forgotten aspects of yourself, they are part of your inner journey toward wholeness. Do not fear them. Do not worship them. Observe them lovingly. Learn from them silently. Let them reveal hidden dimensions of your own consciousness. Because, beloved ones, dreams are not separate from you. They are movements within you, voices within you, echoes within you. And the more consciously you live, the more transparent those echoes become. Then dreams stop being confusing messages from darkness. They become mirrors reflecting the hidden architecture of your soul. And through those mirrors, slowly, gently, patiently, you begin discovering yourself. Beloved ones, humanity has always been fascinated by dreams. Because dreams touch something ancient inside the human heart, something mysterious that refuses to be reduced completely to logic. And perhaps this fascination exists because dreams arrive from a dimension where the ordinary rules of the waking world no longer dominate, where time bends strangely, where the dead return, where impossible conversations happen, where forgotten emotions suddenly become alive again, where the mind reveals hidden rooms inside itself that daylight consciousness rarely visits. And because these experiences feel so intimate and emotionally real, people naturally begin imagining that dreams must contain secret cosmic messages about destiny, soulmates, karmic bonds, invisible spiritual connections, moving secretly through existence. Especially when someone deeply loved appears inside the dream world unexpectedly, because the heart longs to believe that love transcends separation, that longing itself carries mystical meaning, that dreams are proof of invisible threads connecting souls across distance and time. And beloved ones, although there is poetry in this longing, although there are dimensions of consciousness far deeper than modern rational thinking understands, you must also remain tremendously aware, because the human mind easily turns mystery into fantasy, and fantasy becomes dangerous when it replaces awareness. Dreams are meaningful, but not always in the way people imagine. When someone appears in your dream, the dream does not necessarily reveal objective truth about that person externally. Much more often, it reveals truth about your inner relationship with that person. Truth about your own emotional world, your own unconscious movements, your own hidden desires, wounds, fears, longings, attachments, unfinished psychological experiences. The dream belongs to your consciousness. Even when another person appears vividly within it, they are appearing inside your inner theater, moving through your symbolic landscape, carrying emotional significance shaped by your own mind, your own memory, your own unconscious associations. This understanding is tremendously liberating, because now dreams stop being fortune-telling entertainment and begin becoming mirrors reflecting your own inner reality. Have you noticed, beloved ones, how certain people continue appearing in dreams long after they disappeared physically from your life, long after conversations ended, long after relationships dissolved, long after you consciously told yourself you had moved on completely? This happens because consciousness does not function as mechanically as the rational mind imagines. The rational mind thinks endings should happen instantly. It says the relationship is over, forget it, continue. But the unconscious moves differently. Emotional energy does not disappear simply because thought declares it finished. The heart carries impressions much longer than the intellect understands. A person may live outwardly while remaining inwardly alive inside your psychological world for years, sometimes decades. Why? Because relationships are not merely physical events, they are energetic imprints upon consciousness. Every deep encounter leaves traces. Every love leaves echoes. Every wound leaves memory. Every attachment creates subtle threads within the psyche. And dreams become one of the ways these unfinished emotional movements continue expressing themselves. A woman abandoned in love may dream repeatedly of reunion because inwardly acceptance has not yet flowered fully. A man carrying guilt over lost friendship may dream of reconciliation because some emotional completion still seeks expression. A child wounded by parents may dream of childhood continuously because the emotional conditioning still shapes adult consciousness unconsciously. The unconscious repeats what awareness has not yet understood. Dreams become repetitive not because existence wants to torture you, but because consciousness itself seeks integration. The psyche wants wholeness naturally. What remains unseen continues returning. Beloved ones, understand something subtle and tremendously important. The unconscious mind does not care about logical consistency the way the waking mind does. During waking life, your identity appears solid. You know your name, your profession, your social role, your responsibilities. You move through practical reality, organized by time and reason. But beneath this organized surface edges a much deeper world where emotions, memories, fears, desires, and symbolic energies move fluidly together. Dreams arise from this deeper layer. Therefore, dreams speak symbolically, poetically, irrationally. One person in a dream may represent many things simultaneously. A former lover may symbolize not only the actual relationship, but innocence, vulnerability, longing, possibility, regret, youth, freedom are hidden aspects of yourself connected with that period of life. A parent appearing in dreams may represent authority, fear, conditioning, safety, love, guilt, protection, or emotional dependency, depending on your inner relationship with them. Even strangers in dreams are rarely random. They often embody unknown parts of yourself, waiting to become conscious. This is why literal interpretation of dreams becomes dangerous. Humanity always wants certainty. What exactly does this dream mean? But consciousness is not mechanical. Dreams are multidimensional. They reveal emotional truth more than factual prediction. And beloved ones, this is why meditation transforms your relationship with dreams so profoundly. Without awareness, people become prisoners of dreams. They fear them, cling to them, romanticize them, obsess over them, interpret them compulsively. But meditation slowly creates the witness within you. The witness observes without drowning. Then dreams become fascinating expressions of consciousness rather than sources of confusion. An unconscious person wakes from a dream emotionally overwhelmed because he immediately identifies with every image. A conscious person watches more carefully. He asks, what movement inside me is this dream revealing? What emotion seeks understanding? What hidden energy wants expression? Slowly, awareness enters even the dream world itself. And as awareness deepens, dreams begin changing naturally. They become less violent, less chaotic, less repetitive. Why? Because dreams feed upon unconscious tension. The more divided your waking consciousness becomes, the more crowded your dream life becomes. A person filled with ambition, fear, suppression, jealousy, comparison, anxiety will naturally dream turbulently because the unconscious remains overloaded continuously. But as meditation deepens, inner clutter begins dissolving. Suppressed emotions release consciously. Fear weakens. Attachment softens. Identity loosens. Then dreams become clearer, lighter, more transparent. And eventually there are moments when even dreams disappear completely because consciousness itself becomes silent. This silence is immensely beautiful. Then sleep becomes pure rest rather than psychological chaos. Beloved ones, modern humanity rarely understands its own psychological depth because people live almost entirely on the surface of themselves. They know their social identities, but not their unconscious motivations. They know their public image, but not their hidden fears. They know how to perform, but not how to observe inwardly. Therefore, dreams frighten people because dreams expose the illusion of conscious control. Every night, the carefully managed personality dissolves temporarily. The masks weaken. The hidden world begins moving freely. Desires appear. The ego disowns. Emotions surface. The intellect suppresses. Strange symbolic dramas unfold beyond rational order. And this feels uncomfortable because humanity has been conditioned to value control above awareness. But beloved ones, dreams are not enemies. Dreams are invitations inward. They reveal the vastness beneath your social self. They reveal how mysterious consciousness truly is. There is another subtle truth humanity rarely understands. Often the people appearing inside dreams are not primarily about those people themselves, but about disowned dimensions of your own being, projected outwardly symbolically. Mystics and psychologists approached this differently, but both touched fragments of truth. What you admire intensely in another often reflects hidden potential within yourself. What you fear intensely often reflects rejected energies within yourself. Dreams use external characters because symbols require emotional familiarity. A wise figure appearing in your dream may symbolize deeper intelligence within your own consciousness, guiding you toward awareness. A powerful person may symbolize unexpressed strength waiting inside you. A wounded person may reflect your own vulnerability, seeking acknowledgement. An aggressive figure may embody anger you never allowed yourself consciously. Beloved ones, the unconscious continuously seeks totality, while the ego seeks selective identity. The ego says, "This part of me is acceptable. this part is shameful. But existence rejects nothing. Therefore, rejected aspects return symbolically through dreams. Dreams become balancing movements within consciousness itself. Have you observed how emotionally real certain dreams feel compared to ordinary waking experiences? Sometimes a dream lingers for days, carrying sadness, beauty, longing, fear, or love so intensely that waking life itself appears pale beside it. Why does this happen? Because dreams bypass the rational defenses of the ego and touch deeper emotional layers directly. During the day, people remain psychologically armored. They control expression. They suppress feelings. They maintain social identities. But during dreams, these defenses weaken. The unconscious speaks more honestly. A man appearing confident outwardly may dream repeatedly of helplessness because hidden insecurity remains unresolved. A woman appearing emotionally detached may dream repeatedly of longing because loneliness remains alive beneath her social mask. Dreams reveal not who you pretend to be publicly, but what adjusts silently underneath performance. This is why dreams can become powerful tools for self-understanding when approached consciously. Beloved ones, many people secretly hope dreams are signs that someone else is thinking about them spiritually, especially in matters of love. And occasionally, consciousness may indeed function through mysterious subtle connections beyond ordinary explanation. Human beings are not completely isolated psychologically. Deep emotional bonds create invisible resonance. Love leaves energetic sensitivity behind. There are rare moments where dreams seem to touch realities impossible to explain rationally. But awareness must remain careful here, because the ego loves fantasy tremendously. The ego wants special meaning continuously. It wants proof of cosmic importance. Therefore, people easily become superstitious about dreams, imagining destiny where there may simply be emotional attachment. The unconscious mind is already vast enough without adding unnecessary fantasy. The essential question is never whether the dream predicts the future mechanically. The essential question is, what truth about your own consciousness is this dream revealing now? And beloved ones, dreams often become healing experiences when observed with awareness instead of obsession. Someone lost may appear one final time, lovingly, before grief fully releases. A painful memory may replay differently, so emotional integration becomes possible. Tears suppressed during the day may emerge symbolically during sleep. The unconscious seeks balance naturally. Existence itself moves continuously toward healing and wholeness. Dreams participate in this movement, but healing requires observation, not clinging. If you become attached romantically to dreams, you prevent understanding. If you fear dreams irrationally, you prevent understanding. But if you observe dreams meditatively, silently, curiously, they slowly reveal hidden layers of your own consciousness. Beloved ones, there are also dreams arising from collective conditioning. Humanity shares certain archetypal fears and longings deeply embedded within consciousness itself. This is why similar dream themes appear across cultures and centuries. Falling, flying, being chased, death, love, abandonment, transformation, darkness, rebirth. These symbolic patterns reveal something ancient within human psychology. But even universal symbols express themselves uniquely through individual consciousness. Therefore, awareness must remain alive and flexible. No dream dictionary can replace direct observation. Your emotional experience inside the dream matters more than rigid interpretation. How did the dream feel? What energy surrounded it? Fear, relief, beauty, grief, peace. The emotional atmosphere reveals deeper truth than the literal storyline. And perhaps the deepest understanding is this, beloved ones. Dreams remind you continuously that you are far more mysterious than your waking identity. Modern civilization reduces human beings to functions, professions, roles, social categories. But dreams reveal hidden oceans beneath this surface personality. They reveal forgotten wounds, unlived possibilities, ancient fears, buried beauty, secret desires, hidden creativity, unexplored dimensions of consciousness. Dreams reveal that the self you call me is only a small fragment of a much vaster inner reality. And the people appearing in dreams become part of this symbolic landscape, moving like actors across the stage of your unconscious world. The ego wants certainty about dreams because the ego fears mystery. It asks, what exactly does this mean? What will happen? Is this destiny? But beloved ones, existence is not mathematical. Consciousness is alive, fluid, multidimensional. A dream cannot always be reduced to one conclusion. Sometimes someone appears because you miss them. Sometimes because you fear them. Sometimes because they symbolize unfinished emotion. Sometimes because they represent hidden aspects of yourself. Sometimes because your unconscious simply uses familiar faces to communicate deeper truths. Awareness means remaining open without rushing toward rigid conclusions. Meditation remains essential because meditation slowly reveals the witness beyond both dreams and waking identity. Without the witness, people become lost in psychological movement continuously. They are controlled by thoughts during the day and dreams during the night. But with awareness, something extraordinary begins happening. You realize there is a silent presence within you, watching both waking life and dream life equally. Thoughts appear and disappear. Dreams unfold and dissolve. Emotions rise and fall. Relationships begin and end. But awareness itself remains untouched underneath all movement. And one day, beloved ones, if meditation deepens sufficiently, even dreams become transparent. You may become conscious while dreaming itself. Ancient mystics call this lucid awareness. Then you see directly that dreams are creations arising within consciousness. Fear weakens immediately because the witness remains present. And gradually this witnessing spreads into waking life too. Then ordinary life itself begins appearing dreamlike, constantly changing, constantly moving, full of temporary forms, arising and disappearing endlessly. People come and go, love comes and goes, pain comes and goes. Dreams come and go, memories come and go, identities come and go, but something within you remains silently aware through it all. That silent witness is your true being, untouched by dreams, untouched by longing, untouched by fear, untouched even by the restless movements of the mind. And once you begin discovering this inner awareness, beloved ones, your whole relationship with the dreams changes completely. Dreams become beautiful, not because they control destiny, but because they reveal the mysterious depth of consciousness itself. Then sleep becomes meditation. Dreams become mirrors. Symbols become invitations toward awareness. And slowly you stop asking, what does this dream predict? And begin asking a far deeper question. Who is the one silently watching all these dreams arise and disappear? And in that question, beloved ones, begins the doorway to awakening itself.